Hey everybody, Daniel here. I just want to take a couple minutes to talk about the stroke in the German grip or stroke tap combination, either one, whether it's just the motion of the stroke itself or whether we add the tap. So as we dig into this motion, remember we're coming from what I call the AB motion, which the idea is we have one motion, which is this sort of lift and drop of the wrist, and then another motion, which is this wind and unwind of the arm, the complete arm, as if we're turning a doorknob, right? The whole arm, whether it's forearm or back of the arm, is winding up, and then we have this idea of kicking out. So we feel the kick of the elbow pushing, which pushes the hand down. That's what gives us our power. Okay, so as we begin to add this and begin to strike the drum and add this in, one thing I want you to begin to think about is the movement of the elbow in the wind-up. So remember that the AB motion, the elbow essentially is moving back and forth, and we're feeling the elbow come in on the wind-up, maybe a little farther than we think, or that feels a little bit natural, but notice we're not lifting the shoulders. Elbow just comes in and like sits on the ribs, and then it kicks out. So the elbow sort of travels through this little horizontal motion, okay? And the front of the arm just goes up and down, like so. So we release, the forearm comes up, we don't lift the elbow, we don't move the elbow forward, etc., etc. So what I want you to think about is that now that we're turning this into a continuous motion, I want you to think about the elbow drawing a little bit of a circle. So I'm using my left arm, and the circle that my elbow would draw start actually by coming out first and then in and out. So in essence, my elbow is drawing a clockwise circle, which starts just by coming away from my body and then forward, then in, and I kick. Then the same idea, like so. Okay, so it isn't instead of straight up and down like this, now it looks more like this. Now, part of the reason why we did the AB motion is that I wanted the end result for you to feel the snap of the elbow, and that still has to happen. So as I come up and draw the elbow, you notice at the very end, the elbow kicks. Okay, so I show you this motion first so you can begin to feel what that kick is about, and also begin to feel this release here, and that you're just gonna feel the wrist come up at the end, right? Now we're gonna add the elbow into that. And it seems that once people can kind of feel this basic idea, now if we add that little bit of a circular motion, it's a little easier to feel this as a wind-up that then results in that little kick out of the elbow. Okay, so you see how if this is your right arm, this is going to be a counterclockwise circle. In my arm, my left arm, it is a clockwise circle. Notice though that the whole time that I'm doing this, I don't lift the arm or the elbow up. I don't lift the shoulder up. I don't push the arm into the side of my body. Instead, that's what it looks like. Okay, as we get faster with this, you'll see it looks more and more natural, more and more normal. And as we really get fast with it, it becomes the whip of the molar motion. People talk about the molar whip, and they do all kinds of crazy stuff like this and all that. Well, this is how I get you there. And it is in line with all the other motions that we've been working on. Okay, so we still wind up as we release the wrist into our tap. The arm doesn't go up, the forearm comes up, but the elbow just goes in a little circle, and we come around. 1, and 2, and 3. Okay, so just a little circle. We're not going big like this, just a little bit in and out at the end, and we still feel that snap, right? Whether we think of it as resistance and it pops out, or we think of it as a push, we push it out, it's the same thing. That little pop back into our neutral position at the end is what provides the force that drives the hand down. And if we think about, as the hand drives down, what we're doing is creating a stroke, which is what we did in our throw up exercise. we're just doing a single stroke. Okay, so if that makes sense, this is what the stroke tap looks like. And begin to think of that elbow just tracing a little circle. If you're a right-hander, a counterclockwise circle. If you're a left-hander, a clockwise circle. You're releasing and playing the tap on the way up. All right, there it is.